Welcome back to the IBFP. Here's your host, Boxing New.
Wow, breaking news. Deontay Wilder was hurt in training camp before the Tyson Fury fight. This is according to Junior Fa, a sparring partner of Deontay Wilder. The guy has no reason to lie about any injuries or anything that happens or sustained in training camp. He was just a sparring partner. He has no allegiance or alliance to Deontay Wilder. And this is Junior Fa, pretty much stating that, there was a bicep injury suffered by Deontay Wilder while he was preparing to face Tyson Fury. This is the same Tyson Fury that dropped Deontay Wilder twice, stopped him in the 7th round, and took his belt. Pretty much dominated every second of every round in that fight until he stopped Deontay Wilder. And, this is a very interesting turn of events. You even see Junior Fa's exact statement is, yes, it was a bicep injury that he suffered in camp. I don't know the extent of the damage, but he did hurt it. Yeah. And so, you've seen Deontay Wilder, go on and on in his fanboys with a list of excuses after the fight. But at the end of the day, Deontay Wilder had a legitimate injury. This was a legitimate injury. After the fight, Deontay Wilder did have surgery on that bicep, to pretty much, show that, hey, he did have an issue with his bicep. And it was pre-existing before the fight. Junior Fa didn't know the extent of the injury, but it was a pre-existing injury. He did have a surgery after the fight. So you can say that, this is a contributing factor to his loss. Now, the only reason why I can't say this is the main reason why Deontay Wilder lost is because Deontay Wilder doesn't even think this is the main reason why he's lost. So you see Deontay Wilder says he blamed his loss to Tyson Fury on a heavy walk-in suit. This guy wanted to come into the ring dressed like Captain Crunch. This guy wanted to come in here looking like Groot. And so he doesn't even say, hey, I lost this fight due to the bicep injury. No, this guy said he lost this fight due to the ring, to the stupid suit that he made up, looking like he was going to Halloween trick-or-treating to fight Tyson Fury. That's the suit that he blamed on the loss. He didn't blame it on a bicep injury. So I'm sure the bicep injury could have played a small role in why Deontay Wilder lost. But the main significant reason why Deontay Wilder lost is simply because he can't box. Because Tyson Fury is a better boxer than him. He outboxed him in the first fight. He outboxed him in the second fight and stopped him, walked him down. Deontay Wilder can't fight on the back foot. So no, he didn't lose solely because of a bicep injury, but it may have played a small role in everything. And that's just the honest truth of it. It could have played a small role, but this is also because Deontay Wilder really can't box. I mean, this is the same Deontay Wilder said a few years back. I've had 7 surgeries on my arm. Think about that. If you have 7 surgeries on your arm. This is a guy they nicknamed Windmill Wilder because that guy has no technical form on how to box. If you don't have a technical form on how to box and you don't have the proper punching technique, you're always going to injure or hurt yourself because you're throwing in an improper fashion. This is how he does it. He spars the same way he fights. Dumb. And so if we got to look at it honestly and objectively, you see Deontay Wilder, you could place a small role on the bicep injury, which he had a surgery on after the Fury fight, but he ultimately lost the fight because he cannot box, because Tyson Fury is a better fighter than him all around. And also we see that, Deontay Wilder was blaming his suit for the loss, not even a bicep injury. So how could you blame a loss on a bicep injury? And Deontay Wilder's not even doing it. We got to be real about it. Once again, Unbiased as always, it's the IBFP.